What's up, Team Talk fam? It's your host, Deshaun B, and I'm here with
Your boy DJ Dede in the building.
Your boy Lawrence.
It's KK.
Hey, your boy B Shaw.
Thank you all for tuning into our show once again. Joining us now in the studio is Miss Vernee Watson, who's a director and an Emmy Award-winning actress. After doing over 200 commercials, she migrated to appearing on numerous TV credits such as 2.5 Men, Gold Case, Criminal Minds, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and many more. She's also written books on commercial acting and continues to write plays for children. Welcome to the show, Ms. Vernee. It's definitely an honor to be interviewing you today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. It's Vernee in
Yes.
the house. Everybody was throwing up, so I had to throw up.
Can you tell us 3 words that describes your journey in the acting industry over the past few years?
Good work ethics.
Yes. That's great.
And what has good work ethics kind of got you over the years from just your different productions and the different roles you've been able to take on?
It's kept me working because I take my work seriously. I take my art seriously. And I'm grateful for every job that I get. I don't take it for granted. I have to smack myself sometime when I start complaining. It's too long, it's too hard, or whatever. I'm tired. Too bad.
That's right.
Do the work, girl. Yes. So, and I've been able to. I've never been a big star, but just being able to work enough to pay those bills, and now it's getting a lot sweeter, in my older age. So, you just have to stay humble and keep working.
Yes. And speaking of just keep working, what is your secret or system to your longevity in your business?
Patience, prayer,
Right.
perseverance.
That's
I can't really think of anything else I would want to do. So it's like I don't have, I enjoy acting. I also enjoy teaching. Teaching doesn't pay as well as acting does, but it's a lot more satisfying at times. And I think just having respect for the other performers and never getting the big head, and thinking I'm above all this and treating people, like they're lower than me, all that stuff. I try to treat people as equals and honor everybody's position. And when I get on the set, I try to do everything that's going to help us get through this. It ain't all about me. Sometimes it's just, it's about me. It's about me and my lines and my lines. No,
right.
It's an ensemble, and even the crew, everybody is working together. So you have to be mindful of all that and respectful. And I like to get in there and get it done. All that playing around and goofing around on set is fun in its place, but I don't like for it to get out of hand.
You like to handle business.
Yes.
Right. Yes,
And B Shaw, I know you had a question. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Miss Vernee. Speaking of business, I was wondering, so like looking back on all your successes, what has really inspired you to even today, after you've been successful, to continue giving back and still remain working hard when you've already had so many successes? What inspires you to keep working hard constantly, even right now?
Well, God gave us a job to do here. We're here for a purpose. Right. And when I can see a child who may be shy and insecure and work with them and pull something out of them, help them express themselves and have imagination and speak in front of people and actually do some work, or do a character, and I see how that changes their lives, that's what keeps me going. And they recognize me from television, so it gives me some credibility. I'm not just Joe Blow down the street trying to, what I'm saying, teach them something. So and I've been doing it for a while. So I'm kind of hard on my students too, because people were hard on me growing up in New York. They don't give you a lollipop for doing nothing. And
Right.
they're very honest. And that's how I like to deal with people, very honestly. And sometimes it's a little harsh.
Yeah.
A lot of my parents are afraid of me. They're like, don't mess with Miss Vernee, but then they get it. The kids get it.
Yeah.
And the next time they come through, they're like, can I get a bigger part? Is this a starring role? And blah, 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 So, and I run into that a lot with people who have children and they want to get them an agent. The first thing they want to do is get them an agent. I said, well, they need some training first. Because these kids out here are no joke, and you got to spend a lot of time. You used to have to run around and on auditions, but these self-tapes are just as serious. I mean, it's even harder. You have to have a setup and you have to know how to edit your own stuff and memorize those lines and do a decent self-tape. So it's like doing a close-up,
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
Anyway, I went off on a tangent. What was your question?
I have a question.
Worries.
I have a question, Miss Vernee. So, how important is it to have a team, to succeed in business? How is it important?
A team?
Yes, like a team that that you work with, and that you make plays with, and you execute your plans with.
Well, someone who is like-minded and as passionate as you are is always important for that support. So you're not out there by yourself, and each person has their own talent to bring to the project. And sometimes, like my partner, Eartha, she is not my sex partner, none of that stuff. She's my business partner. Okay. So you got to be clear about that stuff these days.
That's
She's my business partner and we get into it. She come, but I welcome it sometimes, most of the time, because she has another side. She sees a different picture. I might create a scene or write a play and I might stage them, but she can move them better because she's a dancer, and she can see that big picture.
Right.
She can add things to it that I can't, or I'll go into her dance class and tell her kids, y'all are doing the steps, but I don't feel it. I don't see the expression. Where is it coming from? What are you thinking when you're doing that step? What are you going after? So we help each other in that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And when it
and
comes
you have to
to
have people around you that actually are not afraid to work, not just there for the paycheck or the glory, putting their name on the program or something. So you need people that's there for the work, to do the work, and that have some
common sense
skills, common sense, and some skills. Who's not doing that?
Yeah.
When it comes to acting, Miss Vernee, which do you prefer more? Is it theater, film, or the television?
That was you, Brandon.
No,
that's how you laugh.
Oh no, that's not me. I don't laugh like that.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I think that's Day.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
When it comes to acting, which do you prefer more? Is it theater, film, or television?
Well, for different reasons. Okay, theater is good for your training. That raw, basic theater training, there's nothing like that live performance. They don't pay much, but there's your training. I like, but when it comes to the money part now, that's why I wrote that book, Commercials Just My Speed, because, nobody wants to kill themselves working, and that's easy money. That's easy money if you can get those jobs. And you don't have to quite work as hard as theater. And it's just 1 or 2 days and you can make money for 2 years, So what? I'm not done.
Oh. Go ahead.
And sitcom is a little different than drama. Comedy is sometimes harder than drama because you have to play for the joke. It's all about getting the laugh. So
Right.
you may not necessarily be being true to your character or have any explanation of why you're doing this other than just to get the joke, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Um, Episodics, dramatic shows, those shoot, they can shoot 13, 14 hours a day. You could be there that long, you know? And being
Dang.
able to repeat your performance, because you might do a master shot, and then you're gonna they'll come in tighter, and then they'll do a close-up, and then they'll do a reverse. And if you're doing a scene where you're crying or you're being emotional, that's a lot of times. And
Right.
each time has to be fresh, and it has to kind of match what you did before without seeming like, you're doing it over and over. Like it's just the first time you did it.
That's right.
So it's all work basically, but sometimes it's easy.
Yeah. It's good work if you love what you do, right?
Yes.
Then it's
And
fun,
if
you
you're
know.
paying attention, if you're humble enough to actually pay attention
Right.
and watch other people, then you learn.
Exactly.
You learn so much from working.
Yeah.
That
It's
experience.
important. It's so important to watch what's going on around you. You know,
Yes,
watch your surroundings, be observing. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Miss Vernee, how does streaming affect your residuals and the money that's being made in this new age time? Because I know that a lot of theaters are not open, and the things that were available to you last year has kind of shifted.
You mean as far as my play productions go? Oh, we're on
Yes.
YouTube too. Did I tell you about that?
No, but go
We
ahead and
have
tell
we
us a
have
little
we
bit.
did a show called A Lesson in Blackness on February 29th, like leap year day. It only happens once every 4 years, right before COVID hit. And actually I'm in the theater where we did it, and the place was packed, and some of the kids had just started, but it's called A Lesson in Blackness, and it's streaming on YouTube under the Heart.
Right.
The
Oh.
H.E.ART, A Lesson in Blackness, and it's streaming all month on YouTube. But what did you ask me about the pay? I don't know how I get paid with streaming. I leave it up to Screen Actors Guild to get me my money. I can't
Yeah, that's right.
I can't worry about all that, What was your other question? What was the other part of that question?
Just the money that's being made, as far as like how has the payments grown over the years? Is it with the times have changed, or is it more of a demand with some of the things you've been doing?
The pay that I get?
Yes, but just acting.
Well, right now things are really, really good. They have been this good in a long time. I don't think they've ever been this good for me. And it's just so crazy that most people in their lives, they're going through struggles. And right now, financially, it's just kind of like the best time for me, because I'm working with an executive producer that has hired me like over the last 20 years. Right. And always as a guest, and I didn't mind that at all, because you get residuals and all that stuff. But I came in on this show that I'm on now as a guest. But because he knew my work, and I did the table read, I did the pilot, and I just relaxed into it and did what I do,
right.
And I was gifted with a contract,
Wow.
So, but
that's
listen,
a blessing, yeah.
It absolutely, child. I mean, I've been in this business for almost 55 years. So it's about time.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
It's about time. But I use my money wisely. I refurbish this theater, this studio, and I give back. I give kids scholarships to, when they want to take my class, not just kids, but adults too, So I give back a lot.
So I have another question. So how important is it for you to reinvest back into your brand and for what you believe in? Because you say that you obviously have a nice studio, it's fixed up and stuff.
Ain't mine, but okay.
Yes.
I got the keys, and it's available to us. So it's a fabulous place.
Right.
But I had to put some money into it. The lady that owns it is an African American who has been around for years and years and years. She danced with Carmen de Lavallade. I'm sure most of y'all don't even know who she is. And Alvin Ailey, You know who Alvin Ailey is? No.
No.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, and she has 3 beautiful studios here. So we're able to have classes here once COVID is over. I've been teaching on Zoom all this time, but
Right.
you know, it's very important to give back and to support others. And because when your hand is open, you're giving and you're getting, you know. But when you just like this with everything you have,
right,
it's not all about the money, you know. It's about what you're doing for others and giving of yourself, you know, and your time and your talents. That's why God gave you talents, so that you can share them with others.
That's what Sean B says all the time. He tells, he tells us all the time. That's his thing.
Yeah.
And you know, even speaking of you just sharing your skills, can you tell us more about your acting school and how people can sign up and receive this training and understand more about your gifts?
Well, I have another workshop coming up, and that website that I gave you, theheartarts.org, that's where you go to sign up for the classes. I got my little, I was in here working on my scenes for my adult comedy class. Oh. I've been sorting all that out so I can start another class probably in March.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And then at the kids class as well. So right now we're working on scenes. Last session we worked on dramatic scenes, and this session I'm gonna put a little comedy in there. And there are times when I just work on commercials. Sometimes I just work on monologues.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience before we wrap up this interview?
Keep watching Bob Hart's Abishola. We just get better and better, y'all. I'm having so much fun on that show. Stay well, stay safe. Just because things may be getting a little better, don't assume that you're going to be protected without wearing your mask. Look, right here. You know, there's nothing wrong with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep doing your work. Keep loving each other and being considerate of others. Find out ways you can help people. You know, pray, thank God, be grateful.
Yes, ma'am.
Be grateful, because we always want. And then when we get it, we forget to thank him.
Right.
Yes.
You know, so make sure you thank him, you know, so that all those blessings can keep coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ms. Vernee Watson. It's definitely been an honor being able to interview you, and you definitely shared a lot with our audience today.
Thank you. I enjoyed myself. Love you all.
Special thanks to our 100 Black men in Las Vegas and Mr. Bruce Millen and AKA Downtown Bruce and Douglas Gibson for bringing us Ms. Vernee today. And thank you all for tuning into our Teen Talk discussion. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Teen Talk Vegas 881 and also check